Okay, so we're gonna do the 42 muscles in the order that they are in the manual. I'm not gonna do any corrections. We're just gonna show for each test range of motion and then the actual test. Okay? So starting from the beginning, central meridian, supraspinatus. Just gonna bring the arm a little bit up to the side, palm is in, and we're gonna show range of motion here, and then out. Stabilizing on the opposite shoulder, range of motion here. Pull. Teres major, so we're going to roll the shoulder back. I'm stabilizing on the same shoulder on the front of it. My movement, I'm bringing the elbow forward and hold. Okay. Pectoralis major clavicular, so we're moving into the stomach meridian. We're going to bring the arms straight up. Thumb is down, so the arm is rotated. And I'm going to stabilize on the opposite shoulder. Range of motion is to go down and out. And forward. From here. Down and out. And forward. Then we're going to move to, I'm making sure I'm doing it in the order that's in the book. Levator scapulae. So we're going to, relax the hands. The head follows. Put your elbow in your pocket. Okay. And so the movement is to come forward and out. And forward. Okay. And this side. So range of motion. Forward, out, forward. We're going to look at the neck muscles. So first, the anterior neck flexors. So we're going to bring the head forward. And I'm going to be pushing straight back. So I'm supporting on her back. So range of motion, let me explain it. And then down and hold. Then we have them bring their head to a neutral position if we're going to do it properly. So bring it back up straight. And then you turn like 15 degrees and bring it back down. And I adjust my hand position. And now hold there. Okay. And then again, neutral position and a little further if you can, and drop it down. So 45 degrees. And can you go a bit more forward? There we go. So you were bringing it more to the side, but we still are wanting to test it forward. Okay. And then we do the same on the other side, 15 and 45. If 15 gives us an indicator change, don't have them turn their head more. Right? We're trying to keep them safe. For posterior neck extensors, I'm going to have you bring your head back a little bit. And I'm supporting underneath here. And just, if it's okay, on the front of the chest. And my pressure is to straighten the head. So bring that back down. One fold. And then we can do a little tiny change, and drop it back again. One fold. And you can suggest that the person bring their head back up to neutral, not twist their head while it's back. Okay, do you want to try this side as well? Okay, that's fine. So let's look at brachioradialis. So we're going to bring the arm to greater than 90 degrees. So this is 90. We want a little more of an angle than that. I'm supporting at the elbow. And my motion is to straighten the arm. So if I just move you first. And on the other side, we want more than 90 degrees, supporting at the elbow. Range of motion. And good. Okay. Then we're going to move on to the sling meridian. So we're going to rotate the arms for latissimus dorsi. We want the elbows to be as straight as possible. So you can shoot them naturally, kind of lean them out a little bit. And I'm going to slide my hands in here. So I'm supporting on this shoulder, same shoulder. The range of motion is just to bring the arm away from the body. And then I can ask for the hold. We can do the same over here. Great. Then we're going to look at the middle trapezius, right? So middle and lower trapezius. If we bring the arm out, level of the shoulder, the palms very slightly up, and I'm going to stabilize on the same shoulder that I'm twisting on, and the range of motion is to bring the hands forward. Okay. And hold here. Okay. And we can do the same on this side. I'm going to show the range of motion. And then hold. And for the lower trapezius, we're rotating, so now the palm is up, and our range of motion changes. Now we're bringing the arm more up. So hold in there. Next one in the manual is the opposed to the soleus. So bringing the thumb and the little finger together, and I'm going to be separating that, and we can cover fold, and then we can also challenge it in the other direction. Right. And rotate. Then for the triceps, so I'm again going to be stabilizing at the elbow, and my pressure to bring the arm back up above the wrist. Okay. There's a note in your manual that for children or for somebody who is very weak, then you want to straighten the arm more, because it's like if the tricep is less developed, you need to kind of straighten it before you're going to feel any kind of response there. From there. Oh, sorry, thank you. That's range of motion. And then hold. Great. Okay, so then we're going to move to the heart meridian. We only have one muscle for the heart meridian and touch your health. This is subscapularis. We're bringing the arm up. I usually tell them to drop their elbow in my hand, which then takes out this like lumping of the muscle here. And the range of motion is to pull forward just above the rest. And hold. And we'll do the same thing here. Bring the arm up, drop the elbow into my hand, range of motion, and hold. We can move into the small intestine meridian. So we're going to start with the quadriceps. Yeah, you can support yourself with the bench there. So this should be as close to 90 degrees as possible. You should be able to see your toes. It's a two-handed test, so I'm pushing down here and in here, like so. Okay. So hold. Hold there. And move. And hold. And then we have a couple different abdominal tests. I'm going to do them standing and then on the table. That's okay. So the rectus abdominals, we'll do the straight ones. So just going down. I'm going to support across her hips, and I'm coming down here to straighten her up. And then if I want to challenge the transverse and oblique abdominals, we have to twist so that one shoulder, the forward shoulder should be down. And so then there's two tests here. One is to untwist her, and the other is to support here and push like so. So this time I can have her hold, push, and straighten. And we can go the other side. So the range of motion is to untwist, remember, and then push through. And we're going to do this again. Twist, and push. Okay. This is one of those ones that looks quite different on the table, so let's just look at that one too, if that's okay. So for the rectus abdominis, you're going to kind of help them go into a position as if they were doing a sit-up. So I have them start here. I'm supporting across their thighs, and I'm going to move to the other side so this looks. All right. Okay. So we support here. We're going to lean back a little bit, and then we're going to push down. And that's going to give a little more of a challenge to those abdominal muscles. And then for the others, it's easier to have her sitting. So if I just let you dangle your legs off the side, well, we only need to do it in one direction, but we'll do that same kind of test where you twist. Okay? And we would untwist. And I can come here and we can push. And I like this one on the table for most people because if you have somebody who's really well developed through here, it's very difficult to move them when they're in a standing position for those abdominal tests. Thank you. So we can come back down here. We're going to move into the bottom meridian. So we have a bunch of foot muscles here. So I'm just going to drop this a little. Okay. So we're starting with the perineus. So we're going to set it up so the little toe is up. There we go. So it's like the little toe getting as close as it can to the ear. And I'm going to support on the back of the heel. And the motion is to scoop the foot in. And on this side, maybe a little clearer. So the little toe up as high as it can be without the big toe coming up too much. And we're going to scoop. Okay. And then we're going to move on to the anterior tibial scooping. Nope, we're going to go to the sacrospinalis. Never mind. I was wrong. We're going to come back up here. So sacrospinalis, we're going to put our hands in the small back and to twist to one direction. And the way that it shows in most of the manuals is to support at the hip and to push. like so. However, the way that is going to be taught more is to have the person sit so that the strength of the hips is sort of taken out, and have the tester come behind. And then you can twist, make sure the person leans back a little. And then the motion is just on both shoulders to straighten the person. This way, twist, and hold. And again, this is a little easier on somebody with back problems and keeps them from compensating too much. We stand up here again. Now we're going to move into the other foot muscles. So come down here. So anterior tibials, we're bringing the toe just straight up, gas pedal. I'm pushing down. I'm supporting it with the heel. And on the side. And posterior tibials, we want to bring the big toe in and down as much as we can. And I'm supporting here, and we're just pushing foot back up. Same on this side. So, range of motion, and then hold. Okay. Then we can move into the kidney meridian. And for the kidney meridian, we're going to start with the soleus. Yes. And so I can support the opposite hip, and our movement is to go down the leg. And hold. And this side, here's our range of motion and our chest. Yep. And when we are looking at the upper trapezius muscles, yeah, we're still inclined enough. Okay, so can I just move you like this for a second? We're going to have her bring her ear and shoulder together, and then we're just moving to separate these two. On this side, ear and shoulder together. All right, and then we look at the iliacus. You can turn towards the table. So the leg is going to come out 90-degree angle here, and then we're going to bring it out laterally. And my pressure is to move it towards the midline. So I'm stabilizing at the knee, and I'm pushing here above the ankle. Okay, and then we're going to do the same for this side. Stabilizing at the knee, pushing here, and forward. And I'm making notes for later, so we know where we're going back to the balance too. Now we're going to move into the circulation next, or pericardium meridian. We're going to bring the leg straight out to the side. I'm going to support on the opposing hip. Pressure is to bring the leg in and hold it. Go to the side. Pressure. Hold. The next one on here is the adductors, which is just the opposite movement, right? So this time my pressure is going to be to move the leg out. So hold. Oh, sorry, we already did your motion, right? Okay, then hold. Yes. From here, the range of motion, and pause. Okay? And then we are looking at piriformis, so if you don't mind turning around. Okay. So again, we've got 90-degree angle happening, but this time we're bringing the lower leg medially, and I'm supporting on the outside of the knee, and we're pushing that way. Right, so we're pushing the lateral out to the bottom. So hold. Okay, and this will be easier to see in the video. So the knees relatively straight, and then we're moving in this way, and then forward. Okay, and then we have gluteus maximus. So, if you can stay there, please. We're going to bring the leg up again. The angle doesn't matter so much with this one, but we're going to extend it back. And the idea is we don't want the angle to change. I'm going to support here on the front of the hip, and I'm pushing the whole lower leg forward. This is one of those ones where I might need to use a little more pressure because it is a big muscle. So bringing this backward and hold. Great. Okay, then we can move into the triple warmer meridian. So for the triple warmer meridian, we're going to start with teres minor. We want the elbow fists width away from the body, and then support at the elbow. And my motion is to bring the arm inward. Here's our range of motion and our twist. And then we have sartorius. So creating this four, I'm supporting on the outside of the knee and above the ankle, and my motion is actually to put pressure on both of these areas to straighten the leg. On the other side. So range of motion and fold. And then we go to the gracilis. It's the same test as the adductors, but there's a difference in foot position. So we're bringing the foot over the stabilizing leg. Push the ankle is down just a touch. Thank you so much. Perfect. Okay. So then what we're going to do is stabilize here, and I'm going to pull this leg away from the other one. And the other side. And stabilize, and moving it away, and hold. Great. And then if you want to turn, we're going to look at the soleus and gastrocnemius. And so for the soleus, actually, let's just test them. Let's test them both on each side. So 90-degree angle, toes pointed. I'm going to go here above the heel and here at the ball of the foot. And I'm moving to straighten the foot as well as to bring the leg down. So this is for the soleus. And then I'm going to drop the angle halfway down and still point the toes. And this is for the gastrocnemius. Okay. And then we do the same here. Toes for the soleus and for the gastrocnemius. Right? And it's because they're on top of each other and they share the same tendon. The Achilles tendon is shared between these muscles. So it's hard to separate them so much when we're doing the muscle test. Okay. Then we're going to move on to the gallbladder meridian. We'll change our angle slightly again here. So anterior deltoid, usually one of the first things we learn, so we use it as an indicator muscle all the time. We're bringing the arm straight forward, supporting on the other side. Range of motion is just to push straight down. Same thing here. You should push straight down. And then forward. Popliteus is in the back of the knee, if you can rotate again. We're going to bring the legs straight back at like a 45-degree angle. And the toes go in as much as they can. And my pressure is at the straight of the foot. And then we move on to the liver meridian. Pectoralis major sternal, same starting position as pectoralis major clavicular, but our range of motion is a little different. We're going up and away now. So now hold. And I'm supporting on the opposite shoulder, same way. Range of motion. Now hold. And then we're going to challenge the rhomboids. You want to roll the shoulder back. And actually, what I don't want is for you to do both of them at the same time, because then it gets super locked. I'm going to support here. And I'm going to be pulling away and slightly forward. And this one will be easier to see. So the shoulder is rolled back. I'm going to be pushing out and forward. And hold. And then we're going to move into the lung meridian. Anterior serratus. So the arm comes up a little bit. The thumb is up this time. I'm stabilizing at the tip of the shoulder blade. We're moving the arm down. And forward. And then we do the same group. And pushing down. And forward. Okay. And then brachioradialis. Kind of resting this here. And our range of motion is to push the elbow in. Okay. Range of motion. Now hold. Next. Then we have the deltoids. We're going to bring the arm flat here. And I'm going to support on the opposing shoulder. We're just pushing down around the elbow to lower the arm. You see this one often in books where the arm is straight. In the old touch and books, the arm is straight out. And the reason why it's like that is to create a bigger fulcrum, right? Like you're creating a bigger lever if you want to see how the muscle works. If you have someone who's really strong, you can do this in order to get a little more pressure on the muscle. But for 99% of us, this is enough. Okay. It only matters if you have someone with a really old book in the class. And then to challenge the diaphragm, let's come down, take a deep breath. Touching on the left, challenging any previously locked muscle as an indicator. Okay. Then lastly, we're moving to the large intestine meridian. So we're going to look fasciolata. So we're rotating so that the foot turned in. I'm supporting at the opposing hip. Our range of motion is to push the leg in towards the stable leg. And hold. Same thing here. We're going to push it in. Hold. Quadratus lumborum. So we're going to drop to one side. Which side do you want me to? Either way. Okay. So just come down here. I'm going to wrap my hand around the back so I can support the hips. And my motion is to straighten her up. And hold. And hold. Okay. And then we'll do the same on this side. Okay. So I'm wrapped around. We're going to move like so. And hold. And you'll notice when I'm doing ones like the quadratus lumborum of the abdominals, I'm coming down and using my body to move her rather than like, I don't want to wrench my own back in this process. That's why I'm doing it like that. Quadratus lumborum on the table looks really different. Can you hop up for a second? Maybe put on that side just for the sake of camera. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring her legs to one side. I'm just kind of scooping underneath her ankles with my hands. She can hold on to the table if that feels more secure for her. And then I'm going to just move her towards the midline gently. Okay, so hold that. Great. And then the other side. Okay. And a little bit of raise off the table that's coming from my forearm means that she can't dig her heels in. Going to come back in. Last test. Oh, I was so careful to do them in the book order that I switched hamstrings and put it in some more. I'm sorry. Hamstrings. Let's let me turn her in this way. And bring your leg to a 90-degree angle. So we're starting the same way we had for sartorius and, sorry, not sartorius, for soleus and gastrocnemius. But this time the foot is neutral instead of the toes being pointed. And so we're just pushing the leg straight down. I'm supporting at the knee here. And hold. Pushing straight down. And hold. Okay? So it's all 42 in the order that they are in the book, except for those last two which I've left.